Okay, so we're talking to Tim Sprague here, who's a 52-year-old athlete who's been training in Average Broz for how long?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. And what drew you to the place?
Pardon me?
What drew you? What caused you to come to Average Broz?
I've been doing CrossFit for about 4 years, and I wanted more exposure to the Olympic lifts, and I ended up getting referred to John, and I came here and started training and kind of fell in love with the place.
Okay. And what's been your experience like so far?
I love it. It's, I love the competing with myself, and I love the atmosphere of the gym, and it's
Well, can you describe the atmosphere?
yeah, everyone pulls for each other. Everyone works hard. Everyone comes in here. It's pretty serious, and they accept people if you work hard. It really doesn't matter if you're a 51-year-old master lifter, or if you're 19 years old just coming in off the street. If you want to work hard and you come in here, there's a place for you to lift.
And could you describe your typical weekly training schedule?
I do the lifts. I do the full versions of the lifts typically 3 days a week or 3 times a week. I don't do many accessory lifts. Pretty much all my time is spent doing the snatch, full snatch, full cleans, and then on Saturdays I'll do the full clean and jerks, because the full clean and jerks take a little bit more out of me, makes it harder for the recovery. So.
Okay.
And I back squat 3 days a week also.
Like, you back squat separately, or do you back squat when you do the classical full lifts?
2 days I do the full lift, and then on Thursday, the day after, I do a snatch, clean, rack jerk workout. I'll do the back squat the next day. I try to have one day off, one full day off.
Yeah.
Before I do the Olympic lifts.
Okay, and what you were describing the atmosphere, or sorry, you were talking about the atmosphere. Could you describe it? The atmosphere in the gym.
Well, it's I think John sets a good tempo with coming here, be serious about the workout, show up, work hard, don't be a whiner, and there's a lot to learn. I think everyone knows there's a lot to learn here, and just come here and work hard, and I think for me it's hard not to improve and want to improve when you see the caliber of players here. And I feel really fortunate to be able to lift in a place like this, and have John coaching me, and I think I've learned a lot. I don't think I'd be anywhere close to where I'm at right now without having have the opportunity to lift.
What's your body weight and your PBs?
85
your
kilos
PRs?
and 95 and 112 and a half.
Okay, and since you've come to train in Average Broz, how much of your lifts improved or have they?
I didn't really do the lifts before I came here, so I think when I first came here, probably within the first month I did 60 and probably 90 or something like that. So.
All right, so one more question for Tim. Tim, how's your body adapted? Again, at 52 years of age, how's your body adapted to the type of training you're doing here?
Well, for a good part of the first year, I had several injuries, mostly with my wrists and stuff like that. So I had to. I think I started out too fast and it ended up straining the wrist, and then I just kept going back to a situation where I had to take 5 weeks off and couldn't do anything overhead and just do pulls and things. Eventually I was able to kind of put that behind me and started, doing more of the lifts, more overloading of the lifts. I think one of the things I found is I was conditioned that I had to take time off.
Yeah.
And I found that I've made a lot more strides when I've come in and say, okay, look, I'm not just automatic. Even if I felt good, I'm not automatically going to take, today at 80% or 70%. John's thing kind of is, look, lift up to, what you feel like you can do for that day.
Yeah.
If you feel good, go for it. And some days you're not going to feel good. Don't feel like you have to get to a certain number. Back off in those days.
And does John punch you in the face when you don't do something?
He gets on me, and a lot of times I'll come in and I'll think, okay, gosh, in my head, it'd be nice if I can just get, I'd be happy if I get, 85 or 90 on the snatch, and all of a sudden if I get that, and he's like, okay, put more weight on the bar.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel like, a pussy or something, so I'm putting more weight on the bar, and sometimes I make those lifts. So, I found that my back squat's really gone up over the last couple months. Again, just instead of just being happy with getting a weight, just putting more weight on and just keep going up. So like my back squat's gone up about 20 kilos in the last 6 weeks. So.
Okay. And if you could describe John as a coach in, let's say, 2 or 3 words, what would you say? He really doesn't want me to say this, but sure, let's.
The thing is, John really cares about the people come in and lift hard. Let me tell you a real quick story. I'd been here for about 6 weeks when I first started.
What's John Broz doing? He's supposed to be a weightlifter. He's feeling the burn. Sorry, that was a terrible interruption.
No, I'd been here for about 6 weeks, and I was really struggling kind of with, picking up the technique on the lifts, and at the same time I was kind of questioning that at 51, is this something I kind of want to be doing and stuff like that, and I really, is this something, and I kind of in my head said, hey, I'm going to give this thing, 2 months, and if it really doesn't work, then, I'll just go back to kind of lifting to stay in shape. And I'd come in here one day, and I was missing a lot of lifts, and, my technique was really off, and I was really kind of bummed out. And I came back the next Monday, and John pulls me aside, and he said, you know what, I was thinking all weekend about, what you were doing wrong and how you were missing your lifts. And I thought to myself, like I said, guy, here's this coach, and he's coaching elite lifters, and all of a sudden, he's thinking all weekend about some 50-year-old guy that comes in his gym and wants to learn lifts. That really told me how much he loves the sport of Olympic lifting, and how much he really, cares about the sport and cares about the people who come in here and want to lift. And, I kind of thought to myself, God, if this guy thinks that much about making me better, it really inspired me to, stay on it and really, dedicate myself more. And so, that meant a lot to me that he thought that much, and, and he does that all the time. He goes out of his way, and anyone who comes in here off the street, if they want to learn the lifts, John spends his time and doesn't ask for any money from them and stuff like that. And he's a great guy.
All right, so we have a brief interview of Brian Canfield, who is a professional poker player.
Yeah.
Okay, you're coming from a very different background. A lot of people who come here want to learn weightlifting, and they want to be world beaters, or even just want to improve themselves. But did you have a strength training background before here?
No, I mean, I think I did get pretty lucky in high school. I had a high school teacher who was who really incorporated weightlifting a lot into school, and I think he actually, from being here was pretty good apparently, because the first time I squatted, John didn't tell me I looked like an idiot and kicked me out. So I mean, he must have known at least something. So that's really the only background I had was a couple of high school classes.
And can you describe what the atmosphere is like in the gym?
Yeah, I mean, I've read a lot about it. I heard a lot about it, and I walked in just intimidated as could be, but I think it's just kind of an air that's in here of, you work hard and you don't come in, to make a lot of friends and hang out and party and stuff. You just come in and you work hard. So I came in the first day, and I told John, I wanted to learn, and came in the second day, and he asked what I was doing and what I was going to do that day, and I said, I didn't really know, and he said, well, you can squat every day. I said, I just squatted yesterday. He said, you can squat every day. So that's just kind of what I've been doing since then, and coming in and keep my head down and learn from guys like Pat and Rob, and Tim's been helpful with a lot of stuff. And that's the cool thing about it is everybody's good at what they're doing in here, so everybody can offer some advice, and it's great for a guy like me to learn.
Yeah, and again, someone coming in from a different background, is there a team atmosphere, or do people do their own thing, or what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a team atmosphere, or just kind of like a fraternity of just strong people. It's more of like an atmosphere of guys and girls like Jess, work really hard, and that's the atmosphere. If you can fit into that, but no, I mean, it's definitely it's kind of a thing. I would say that you have to earn it. And hopefully, in a few months, I'll be able to fit in more and keep working hard.